This is Omar for BoxNation in association with Global Next Trade. And yeah, we hit the big 100K yesterday, Frank.
You've done it. Well done, my son. Congratulations.
Cheers. Obviously, look, we brought it back a year and a half ago, obviously, on YouTube and socially. It was an iconic, legendary platform. The fights that you had on BoxNation were remarkable. When you look at Saunders, Eubank, Chisora, Fury, Hey Chisora, I could go on. Obviously, all the international
Canelo,
content. Canelo, yeah,
Lomachenko, you look at all those guys. Yeah, all of them fought on that.
yeah. And obviously we've changed the concept a little bit. We're doing the small all shows, and a lot of the fighters that you have under contract, they're getting out on these shows as well, and sort of getting a lot of activity. A lot of Francis's fighters as well, getting a lot of activity as well. So with your nephews, Warren Boxing Management, who are putting the shows on, I mean, it's a great product, the small all element to it.
Well, it's good because it gives young fighters experience. It keeps them ticking over, keeps them busy, and it's very useful in the early stages of their careers and bringing them through, getting them exposure.
In terms of the interview side of things, I was having sort of a look at who was performing the best over the last year and a half, and they were all actually heavyweights, and it was all sort of related to Daniel Dubois, Moses Italma, even Fabio Wardley's numbers recently were really going out. Obviously, Tyson in those Usyk fights, but I guess it does show the strength of the heavyweight division, and particularly British heavyweight boxing.
Well, it's very strong, isn't it? Heavyweight division is strong, but as you're saying, the Brits they're up there. I think in most of the rankings, there's at least 4 or 5 Brits in each of the top sort of 12 in all of them, in all the rankings. So that's great. I mean, I don't think it's ever been as strong as that.
No, we're blessed at the moment, and we're blessed that we're getting an undisputed fight in less than 4 weeks now. It's really getting real, if you like, this rematch between Usyk and Dubois. And we've come off a run off a lot of shows, so kind of it was difficult to focus on that because there were some brilliant fights going on, especially on DAZN, the last sort of few weeks. But now I guess the build up and sort of excitement will really get going for this rematch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, it's a great fight. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's historical. First time ever the 4 belts have been contested for in the UK, and it's a big chance for Daniel to, you know, make his mark in the world of boxing and certainly in British sport by being the first Brit to ever hold the 4 belts. So it'd be a magnificent achievement for him and for British boxing.
Now we're only a few weeks away. What have you actually heard about Daniel's camp, his sparring, etc.?
He's doing extremely well. Don told me that he's really, everything is going to plan. Touch wood. So that's all at the moment. It's just been everything's online and on and on point. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that continues that way. But I'm also hearing, from Usyk's camp that they're doing well as well. I mean, he's a consummate professional, so these guys are going to be well prepared, and they know both know they're in a fight of their life.
Frank, in terms of Usyk's camp, where we heard some news in terms of promotionally, Alex Krassyuk announced that him and Oleksandr are split after an incredible journey they've been on together at cruiserweight and, of course, at heavyweight as well. It was a bit of a strange timing, perhaps, because we're only a month away from Oleksandr going into this undisputed fight. What did you make of the split between Oleksandr and Alex?
I don't know the intricacies of it always. That's between them, but I know it's not something that's just come up. It's been going on for a few weeks now, so it is what it is. And he's training. I'm not sure all they're concerned about, as long as his training camp goes well. Whatever the other stuff is they'll work that out between themselves. But I'm certainly not, and I know Daniel's not looking for anything less than you'll get from an Usyk, which is 100% in the ring.
Okay, so nothing to read into that from your end.
Their business is their business. As far as the fight's concerned, he's training and preparing for the best version of Usyk, which is a great fighter.
Can you remember a time where you perhaps split with a fighter, like really before a big fight, like getting close to it?
Yeah, I think a couple of times over the years where, for various reasons, you get pissed off or you don't argue anything. Yeah, that's happened in the past. But, professional fighters are professional fighters. You know, um, they get on with it. And especially when somebody's been around the block like Usyk is, and what's he now? He's 37 years of age. He's done it all at every level. From being a gold medalist, as you said earlier, cruiserweight, unifying the titles, undefeated, heavyweight, the same thing. He's mentally strong. Most of his fights that he's had have been in other people's backyards.
Okay. Well, a week before we head to Wembley Stadium for that undisputed rematch, we'll be in New York for Hamza against Edgar Berlanga. He's going on enemy territory, away turf, but you believe that the win comes back to London, Frank?
I've got a lot of belief and faith in Hamza, and I think he's going to be much, much more comfortable now at this weight. Again, reports are from Ireland that he's in good shape. His training's all going to schedule, and he'll be prepared 100% for this fight. And I think he's going to be more comfortable at the weight. He has the skills to win this fight against a very, very good fighter in Berlanga. But I do think he can do it.
Yeah, he is on that ring show, of course, and it's a great opportunity for him if he does put in a good performance and gets the win. I mean, there'll be a lot of eyeballs on this show, Frank.
A lot of eyeballs on it, and there'll be a lot of eyeballs on the big show in Vegas between Canelo and Crawford. So that's a big carrot for him to come through that. He could wind up fighting the winner of that.
Yeah, there was a few tensions in the New York press conference. I mean, Canelo shoved him. I mean, we're way out, and things already seem pretty intense between the pair of them.
Well, it starts happening. It's like sometimes fighters want to establish some sort of dominance, some form of dominance over their opponent, and that sometimes that happens at press conferences, sometimes it doesn't. But these two guys, again, are consummate professionals. They know what it's all about. They're not youngsters. Um, it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a very, very intriguing fight. It's going to be a good fight.
To be fair, when I looked at the face-off, I know Canelo's a very broad, thick guy, but in terms of the rest of your disciplines, in terms of size, especially in height, they look very similar, actually, Canelo and Crawford in terms of size.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do. But but it's like, but Hamza, look at him, how tall he is. He's like a Tommy Hearns character stamp. He's a similar sort of thing. He's tall like him, but your height is not a big thing in boxing. It's the weight it's your weight that you fight at, and also the fact that what you can do with your abilities. I mean, look at how many small heavyweights there've been over the years. You look at guys like Holyfield, you look at Mike Tyson. They weren't big, tall heavyweights, and got in and beat big guys. As I mentioned earlier, Tommy Hearns. Then you look at smaller guys like Nick Ball. We look at him with his opponents. So height is not a big thing. Sometimes your height can be an advantage to you, or your lack of height can be an advantage to you.
Yeah. His Excellency did say on the ring yesterday, Frank, that he wants Canelo to be in with either Chris Eubank Jr. or Hamza Sheeraz, pending on their next fights, of course. So that's a big carrot that's being dangled in front of Hamza ahead of this fight.
It is either of those, or let them have a box off. But it's a great, it's a great opportunity. Certainly for Hamza, it's a brilliant opportunity. But he's got a tough fight, a real tough fight to get through. First of all.
Yeah, of course. But if he does, and if Chris Eubank Jr. beats Conor Benn, assuming they have a rematch, if you do have that triangle of Canelo, Sheeraz, and Eubank Jr., I mean, all of them fighting each other, they're all huge fights.
Well, a massive British interest for that fight. Massive British interest.
He is a bit of a Brit Slayer, though, Canelo.
He is. He's done everything that's been asked of him, and But I don't want to count my chickens and start talking about the fight before we've got to see that Hamza come through against Berlanga. First of all, that's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah. Frank, just the last topic I want to address with you. So, Viddal Riley did an interview with IFL where he said essentially that the offer that came in wasn't realistic on his part because he had made it clear that he was going to box from September onwards, and you guys were looking to get him and Aloys in August on the Riyadh card. So, have you got any response to that? Thoughts on that?
You would have thought you'd jump at the opportunity of fighting him Riyadh, wouldn't you?
Just because of the purse.
It's a no-brainer.
So is that?
He obviously has got his reasons, but I don't see how anyone could have turned that down, unless you're physically unable to do it.
Could you look at doing this in September then, Frank, if he's ready in September?
Yeah, listen, Aloys is going to be fighting soon. He's got a fight planned and that, and we're moving forward with it and see what happens afterwards. But Aloys to fight him no problem making that fight. We tried, as you just said, we tried to make the fight.
Okay. Was it a big
no problem at our end getting it on?
Aloys stated that it was a heavy purse that was offered to Viddal. Is that correct?
He was offered a decent purse.
Okay.
A more than decent purse.
If the fight with Aloys and Viddal doesn't happen, and at the moment Viddal is at the top of the domestic scene, do you just surpass it and take Aloys to European?
Yeah, it's like his career don't revolve around Viddal at all. You know, he's with us, and if we've been down this road many times with fighters. What they say is, actions speak louder than words. If you want the fight, there it is to be done, and there it was to be done, but it's not happening. And that's how it is. And if we may get back to it, but if we don't, it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, Aloys' career is not going to be defined by Viddal, is it? That's for sure.
Okay. Well, listen, Frank, it was only a short catch up today. Is there anything you'd like to add before we close off?
No, I'm just looking forward to these shows coming up. There's some cracking fights coming up. Bournemouth is sold out, absolutely sold out, which is brilliant. It'll be a great atmosphere down there. And we're about to announce some more shows for late summer, early autumn. Some crackers.
Brilliant. So it's busy times from mid-July onwards.
Busy. We've got lots on, and I'm looking forward to these great fights.
Okay. Well, listen, Frank, take care, and we shall speak soon.
Cheers, my son.